Giant must have took him.
The giant?
Giant, giant,
Giant.
He swore an oath.
You have sheep at the wall?
sheep, sheep,
You have sheep at the wall?
My father was Ned Stark. I have the blood of the first men. My ancestors lived here, same as yours.
ancestor, ancestor,
My ancestors lived here, same as yours.
Leave it. You hungry?
No?
hungry, hungry,
You hungry?
No?
Cool. My legacy will be determined in the coming months. You know what legacy means?
legacy, legacy,
You know what legacy means? Remind me of my daughter. Where did you learn all this stuff about?
stuff, stuff,
Where did you learn all this stuff about?
My mother served Lady Dustin for many years, my lord. She taught me how to speak properly.
properly, properly,
She taught me how to speak properly.
A dog doesn't need courage to chase off rats.
Does it give you joy to scare people?
scare, scare,
Does it give you joy to scare people? Does it give you joy to scare people?
No, it gives me joy to kill people.
joy, joy,
No, it gives me joy to kill people.
They mean nothing to me on their own.
Nothing. They're more valuable than anything in the world.
valuable, valuable,
They're more valuable than anything in the world. Could show you the streams to fish, the woods to run. Build yourself a cabin and find a woman to lie with in the night.
Cabin, cabin,
Build yourself a cabin and find a woman to lie with in the night.
If every man were held accountable for the actions of every distant relative, Sir Al-
distant, distant,
for the actions of every distant relative, Sir Al- and give him a hot supper.
Sir Alton's pen is occupied, Your Grace. The prisoners from the Yellow Fork.
fork, fork,
The prisoners from the Yellow Fork.
You saw what it was like to amputate a foot without any. I assume there will be more loss of limb before this war is over.
limb, limb,
I assume there will be more loss of limb before this war is over.
Come inside, quick! Hurry up!
hurry, hurry,
The hounds will find the scent again. I'll beat them until they do. I'll whip every man here until
whip, whip,
I'll whip every man here until
If the Queen sees, I can have Joffrey's children now. Help me flip it over.
flip, flip,
Help me flip it over.
His Grace was not with you. Robert was hunting. That was his custom.
custom, custom,
That was his custom.
Whenever my time was near,
My royal husband would flee to the trees with his...
royal, royal,
My royal husband would flee to the trees with his...
I remember everything about that day. Your helmet, your horse.
helmet, helmet,
Your helmet, your horse. And I remember being on the field after it was over. All the competitors were done.
competitor, competitor,
All the competitors were done. And I couldn't bear to tell them what it had been like squiring for you. When I knew that they could never have the faintest idea.
faint, faint,
When I knew that they could never have the faintest idea.
A painter. painter who only used red.
Painter. Painter.
Painter who only used red.
You couldn't take a step without stepping on me. I was awful. Complete liability.
Liability. Liability.
I was awful. Complete liability.
I did not leave the comfort of my home.
Comfort. Comfort.
I did not leave the comfort of my home.
As I have forced it to open itself to me.
Your ambition is an inspiration.
Ambition. Ambition.
Your ambition is an inspiration.
An upstart and a charlatan. Empires have been built by less.
Empire. Empire.
Empires have been built by less. Empires have been built by less. Those on the margins often come to control the center.
Margin. Margin.
Those on the margins often come to control the center.
Lady Stark!
No, Father.
Keep your hands off me, woman.
Don't enter without an invitation, man.
Invitation. Invitation.
Don't enter without an invitation, man.
This man is our prisoner.
This monster killed my son.
Monster. Monster.
This monster killed my son.
I would have come to your defense, but...
Take him to the stockade. Bind him with every chain you can find.
Bind. Bind.
Bind him with every chain you can find.
Since when do you light your own candles?
Candle. Candle.
Since when do you light your own candles? Since when do you light your own candles?
Since I decided that I can't stand to look at any of my handmaidens for another instant.
Instant. Instant.
To look at any of my handmaidens for another instant. He has a good mind for strategy, doesn't he?
Call it tactics, not strategy.
Tactic. Tactic.
Call it tactics, not strategy.
For what we've done. For our sins.
Sins?
Sin. Sin.
Sins?
Every time a Targaryen is born, the gods flip a coin.
You've beaten the odds.
Odd. Odd.
You've beaten the odds. You've beaten the odds. Tommen and Marcella are good, decent children, both of them.
Decent. Decent.
Tommen and Marcella are good, decent children, both of them.
Back off, you! No, I won't! Drop you stay away!
The sun returns at dawn, my lady.
Dawn. Dawn.
The sun returns at dawn, my lady.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, protector of the realm, and to the sword I shoved in his back.
Shove. Shove.
And to the sword I shoved in his back. How could you not hate him? The walking, talking reminder.
Reminder. Reminder.
The walking, talking reminder